You ever have one of those moments where you just know you're stepping onto a battlefield and you're the only one who doesn't have a map? Yeah, that was us standing in the driveway of our so-called forever home, thinking we'd finally outsmarted the system. No more landlords, no more HOA nonsense, just the dream. Turns out I was dead wrong about the no HOA part, because sometimes the war comes knocking whether you want it or not. I'm Jonathan Cade, engineer by trade, dad by design, married to the most patient woman on earth, Sarah, and father to two kids who can turn a cardboard box into a spaceship and the living room into a disaster zone before breakfast. After a decade of bouncing between rentals mailboxes that had to be painted taupe, getting fined for letting a tomato plant see daylight tricycle counted as visual clutter, I'd had it. I'd just finished a monster highway project that put a little wind in our sails, so I went on a quest, find a house with peace, a backyard, and zero HOA strings attached. I wasn't messing around. 4 months of research county plat zoning overlays, Google Earth agent emails that got me labeled as that guy. Any house even close to an HOA went on my paranoid but necessary list. Then I found it red brick hardwood floors backs up to a patch of old forest officially not in Creekwood Estates, and built before their precious bylaws even existed. Not a single HOA covenant on record county clerk double-checked. You could smell freedom in the dirt. We went all cash signed sealed and moved in faster than a bored toddler can destroy an unpacked box. Moving day was chaos in Technicolor. Kids drawing chalk UFOs on the driveway. Sarah setting up her mom's old coffee set on the porch. Her way of staking our claim, you know. Then, it happened. This woman storms up the walk like she's charging the beaches at Normandy heels, clicking clipboard, raised like a medieval shield. Hair so blonde you know it came from a bottle and a jaw that could cut glass. She doesn't knock. She just announces, "What do you think you're doing?" like she's about to evict us from our own lives. I barely got out of "we live here now" before she's waving her clipboard declaring the house under review for Creekwood Estates expansion. She calls my legitimate county recorded purchase theft. I almost laughed, but then she snatched a box out of Sarah's arms. The box, the one with her late mother's coffee set, and dropped it right there on the concrete. Porcelain shards everywhere. You want to talk about seeing red? My wife just whispered, "Oh my God," like she was watching a dream shatter. So yeah, I called her out, told her we weren't part of her HOA, not today, not ever. But she just kept on swearing up and down she'd make it her mission to restore order. When she keyed my SUV right in front of me, I had my phone out in a flash video sound the whole show. She stalked off yelling over her shoulder that we wouldn't last a month. I hit 911 before the dust even settled. Cops show up quick, maybe they knew Karen's routine already. Officer Maddox, big guy all business, barely even blinked when I handed him the deed, the video, the story. His partner looked like he was just waiting for someone to throw a punch, but Maddox kept it cool. "This house isn't Creekwood," he said, flipping through my paperwork. "You're clean." Sarah, hands shaking, still clutching the ruined porcelain, just nodded. Maddox told us to keep documenting everything, and if she came back, they'd escalate. His parting words stuck. Some of these HOA folks treat bylaws like scripture. Ain't that the truth? Next morning, boom, violation notice from the Creekwood HOA taped right to my door. Claims our stone isn't approved, beige. The kids' chalk is graffiti. Even the moving boxes count as lawn clutter. The best part, a bright orange mesh barrier strung across my driveway. Private access Creekwood residents only. Official looking, not official at all. Sarah came out in pajamas, half asleep, and just stared. Is that even legal? Not even close. I called Maddox again this time. He laughed when I showed him the video of Karen in her robe zip-tying the thing at 2 a.m. It only got weirder. Karen kept sending emails, flyers, fake notices, even set up a bogus compliance hearing demanding I show up or face daily fines. I started a paper trail worthy of a spy movie. hired a surveyor, called my lawyer, even got the original 1974 plat from the county, our lot highlighted in bright yellow, the HOA border stopping right at the hedge. Sarah, bless her, was printing GIS maps and taping them to the fridge like war trophies. But Karen, she doubled down, showed up with a map she doodled with a red marker, declared we were now inside Creekwood's reorganization zone. Tried to hand me fake citations, threatened to fine me $12,000, even installed a steel chain across our driveway with a sign, "Violators will be towed." It felt like we were in some kind of HOA-themed version of Home Alone. Cops cut the chain, documented everything, and my lawyer started sharpening the legal knives. The real twist came when a state inspector knocked clipboard badge whole 9 yards. Sat in my kitchen, reviewed the mountain of evidence, shook his head and said, "That's a cocktail of violations. She's looking at suspension. Maybe worse." And just when I thought we'd seen it all, Karen printed color flyers for the whole neighborhood, painting me as a hostile infiltrator, accused me of surveillance abuse, and called in every kind of complaint you could imagine, from drainage violations to zoning fraud. She even filed an injunction to have me removed. Judge tossed it out in 5 minutes. That's when it hit local news. HOA president claims ownership of homes she didn't buy. One headline read, "My neighbor Greg started giving interviews, and the whole town started rooting for us." Karen's last stand, sending 2 HOA volunteers to measure my mailbox and take pictures of my grass as if that would change a thing. I stepped outside, told them to back up off my property, and they scattered. The breaking point came with that forged legal threat from Karen, a fake, fine forged lawyer's signature, and a phony lien on my house. That was it. My attorney filed suit, defamation, harassment, attempted extortion, unauthorized legal threats, the works. Subpoenaed the HOA emails, got everything. Buried in there, Karen straight up admitted to trying to drive us out and using official-looking documents just to intimidate. I wasn't her first target, just the first to fight back. We handed the whole dossier to the district attorney. The judge saw through every excuse. Karen shuffled into court looking nothing like her usual power suit self, got hit with 18 months in jail, $85K in fines, banned from ever touching an HOA again. The state even took over Creekwood Estates for a year, first time anyone could remember that happening. Walking out of that courthouse, I finally let myself breathe. We drove home past where Karen's little residents-only sign used to hang my kids in the back seat, Sarah's hand in mine. That weekend, I put up a new sign at the driveway. Private property, not Creekwood. Trespassers prosecuted. We have cameras and a very good lawyer. My kids laughed. Sarah rolled her eyes and kissed me on the cheek, and for the first time in a long time, we all felt at home. But let me ask you this. Where do you draw the line between standing your ground and picking a fight? Have you ever had to take on someone abusing their power just to protect what's yours? Drop your thoughts down below. Tell me your wildest HOA war story, or just where you're watching from. And if you ever find yourself fighting a suburban tyrant, just remember, paper trails win wars. Hit like, share your battle scars in the comments. And hey, let's talk about what real justice looks like in neighborhoods like ours.